everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and it is day 13 of Micro Machine March 2. So today we're looking at the Star Wars Micro Machines Endor Playset. Now this set is taken right from Return of the Jedi during the Battle of Endor on the Forest Moon. And I know a lot of people don't like the Ewoks, but growing up I loved Return of the Jedi. I thought the Ewoks were awesome. I loved the space battle and the ground battle. I thought it was interesting. And you know what? I'm taking a stand and making a statement right now. I love the Ewok movie Caravan of Courage. I grew up watching that movie. The practical effects, that spider, the giant, all that stuff is sick. And if you've ever seen it, let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't, it's geared more towards children, I think, in a way. But it is pretty cool, and it is a part of Star Wars history that not a lot of people like to talk about. So definitely check that out. So anyway, back to this set. It features 5 figures, 1 vehicle, a bunch of little gimmicks here and there, which we will get to, and a pretty nice setup here. Lots of trees. We got our bunker. We got our shield emitter. Really sick stuff. So for the dimensions, we're looking at 8 inches wide, 5.5 inches long, and about 3 inches tall when you count the satellite dish here. So we do have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the mold, the paint and stickers, the gimmicks, figures, and then that ship. So let's get started. Alright, starting this review off, we'll look at the mold, and I'll do this real quick. Just go over the main parts, and then we'll get a nice close-up of the trees, the floor, and all that stuff. So at the bottom, we have all our mechanisms for the gimmick, 1994, and it's made out of a durable plastic. Pretty awesome. And now for the top, we have our bunker, which is nicely done. We have our shield emitter for the second Death Star, so that's pretty sick. And that is on a ball joint. You can actually take that off if you wanted to. And then it just snaps back in. And it can rotate, so that's pretty awesome. Then we have our trees, which are nicely done. Now when you get this, they all come off, and you can see they're nicely detailed. We'll get a closer look at them in a few. We have our swing traps, which we're going to look at these in a couple moments, but they're pretty nicely done. You can see some nice details. And that's real string, so that's awesome. And then over here, we have our other gimmick. And this one's pretty cool. I can't wait to show you that. So all in all, a very nicely detailed base. So now let's get a closer look real quick. Alright, having a closer look, you can see some nice detail on the plants and the ground. Pretty sharp. And here's the trees. You can see all the little branches and whatnot. Nicely done. Now, I will admit, I think it would have went pretty nice with a black wash or a darker brown to show off the detail more. But it is what it is. Here we have the dish. And that is nicely done. Molded sections. Pretty cool. Now for the bunker, we have our stickers, but it is molded pretty cool. On the top, we can see some nice stuff. And then for the back, just more stickers. See some detail on the ground, rocks and whatnot. More trees. And I always love this section here. Like a rock face, sorta. But nicely done. We have our button here for that gimmick. Again, we'll get to that in a few. Then we have our trees, which are awesome. I love the detail here. But all in all, a nicely detailed set. So now let's take a look at the paint and stickers. Alright, when it comes to the paint of the Endor playset, it's mostly molded colors. Which is a shame. But there is some paint and stickers on here, so let's just start with the molded colors first, and then we'll work our way up. First off, we have a nice light brown for the main color of the playset. And I think it came out pretty decent. You know, I would have preferred a nice dark brown or black wash to make all these details pop. But it is what it is. Up next, we have molded brown for the trees. And I think that's a nice color. Very cool. Up next, we have light gray for the dish. Nice color choice. And then a very interesting choice they made was a greenish gray for the bunker. Which, I think they did a decent job with that. Because if they were to made it a gray like this, it just would have blended in and kind of been blah. So, nice. Now moving on to the paint. We have brown for the bottoms of the trees. Let me take one out real quick. And then we have green for all this shrubbery and ferns and whatnot. And that's all around the thing. So that's pretty awesome that they did that. And now for the trees, I do think they are brown plastic. And you could see that underneath here where the log goes in, there's a little brown. And then it looks like they painted it green. And I loved these things as a kid. The trees were always nice. And each one is the same. You could just pick up any one. And on the bottom you can see there's green paint going down the wood. You know, it's not bad. I think they did a decent job with the trees. And that's about it for the paint. So now for stickers, we're looking at the black around the dish. And then we have 4 stickers on the bunker. We have doors here. Side panels. Another door. And a side panel for that side as well. And they are nice stickers. I think they did a good job with them. And that does it for the mold, paint, and stickers. So now let's take a look at those gimmicks. Alright, when it comes to the gimmicks, the first one up is this nice ramp we talked about before. As you can see, you get 5 logs, which are nicely detailed. Just put them on like so. And just like in the movie, you hit this button, the logs will fall, and they knock over the ATST. How cool is that? Why didn't this one go down? Bloop. For the second gimmick, we have right here the log swins, I guess you could call them. And all you do is you wrap them around. There's like little nipple thins on the sides. Let me see if I can get this. Bingo. And then if we take, you know, let's try a Hasbro ATST if we could get the damn thing to stand. There we go. And we could just hit this. And, you know, hit the side. It's not really going to knock it over per se. But it is right out of the film. Oh, there we go. Awesome. And I guess finally, even though I went over it already, the satellite dish can rotate. It is a ball and a socket type thing. So if you want to count that as a gimmick, there you go. So that does it for the gimmicks. So now let's take a look at those figures and ship. Alright, for the first figure, we have an Imperial Stormtrooper with a brown base. Now there's nothing on the bottom of that. And the detail on this figure is magnificent. All the armor, the belt, the holster in the back, his tube. Everything's there. I love the blaster on here. That's nice. Now for the paint, helmet looks like it got hit by a truck, but besides that, everything else is nice and clean. Nice black lines on there. Very cool. I do like this one quite a bit. Up next, we have Chewbacca. And just look at the detail on this guy. His mouth, eyes, nose, his bandolier, his fur, everything's there. Even his crossbow. Or bowcaster, whatever. That is amazing. Now for the base, it is green to match with the Endor set. Nothing on the bottom. Like, I love the bandolier going down here. And, you know, I'm jumping ahead. The Wookiee himself is 2 different colors, which is shocking. We have brown and like a maroonish brown, and that is sick. White bandolier, glossy black gun, blaster. That is nice. A great figure here. Just look at all the detail in the back. Damn, that's nice. And then we have Wicket the Ewok. Everybody loves Wicket. If you don't, I guess you have no soul. But anyhow, I'm just kidding. This is a nice figure. Again, a green base, nothing on the bottom. Nicely detailed brown and tan. Little flesh tone for the fingers. Little gray and white for his mouth. And then black for his eyes. That is amazing. I love the spear too. Great touch. And his hat with his ears. Fantastic. You could even see the little string hanging from the back of his hat. That is great. Look at all the fur. Just a fantastic piece. Now the next 2 figures, I don't even know why they're in the set. And here we have Jedi Master Yoda. Remember him from Endor? I don't. But anywho, he has a green base to match the Endor set. Nothing on the bottom. Just amazing detail. All the wrinkles in the fabric. Canes painted like an orangey brown. Green and black. He even has his little pan flute thing there. Very nice. Like his face too. Black eyes. Ridges on his head. His ears. Little hump on his back. You know, this is actually a nice figurine. And I like his hand. Like he's using the Force. Pretty cool. And then we have Boba Fet. I knew he got out of the Sarlacc pit. He's got a green base. Nothing on the bottom. Yellow, blue, green. Like a maroonish brown. Just a nicely done figure. For the detail, he has all the wrinkles. His armor's there. His blaster, his helmet, little scanner there. Little hoses leading to his gauntlets. Amazing piece. His jetpack, his little cape thing. Pretty sick. Now, I would have liked a little black for his visor, but for the size, it's beautiful the way it is. So that does it for all the figures. So now let's take a look at the ship. Now, for the vessel of this set, we have an AT-ST. A very nicely done vehicle. Really like this guy a lot. The Chicken Walker, as it's known by some, including myself. Now, for the parts of this, we have the cockpit. We have our blasters and grenade launcher. Hatch on top. The CN ports right there. And then in the back, in this section, we have our engines, which are nicely done. See all the little gears and pulleys and everything in there. Just an amazing amount of detail. Coming down to the legs, they are fantastic. We have our pads on the bottom, and there's no peg holes or anything like that. Copyright is in the interior of the legs. A little hard to make out. Right there we can see 1993, which is funny because this set came out in 94. But again, Micro Machines released 3 packs and different sets all the time. So they would just reuse ships and models. Now the head doesn't rotate on these, but that's alright. Some great detail on the top. Awesome. Look at that right there. Nice. Now for the paint, we're looking at black for the CN ports, 4 black dots on top, and 2 by the engine section right here. Very cool. Now the only issue I have is the legs always want to warp. And I tried heating it, cooling it, it just always wants to go back. So it's a little iffy to stand, but you know, we got it, so it's not too bad. But all in all, a nicely done vehicle for a cool set. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars Micro Machines Endor Playset. Again, this was taken right from Return of the Jedi, and for its dimensions, it's 8 inches wide, 5.5 inches long, and 3 inches tall at its highest point. So why do I like this set so much? Well, in my opinion, the detail is phenomenal. As we looked at, we have some nice texture on the ground. We got plants, trees. Those traps are amazing. We even have a real string here as we looked at. And everything does work pretty well. We got the rotating satellite dish, the bunker, everything's there that should be. Now for paint, I think it would have maybe looked a little better with a black wash on the ground anyway. But for the most part, a decent job. The trees are done nicely. We have nice little plants planted everywhere. And also the stickers help it out. Black on the satellite dish, and then we have some stickers for the bunker. All in all, a nicely done base. And now for the figures, I think they did a nice job with them. However, I still don't understand why Yoda or Boba Fet are in this set. I would have preferred maybe a Scout Trooper or Han and Leia from the Battle of Endor. You know, that would have went pretty nice. But it is what it is, and I don't understand it, but I do appreciate that they gave us something. And also you get that nice AT-ST, even though it does have a problem standing. So all in all, it is a fantastic set. Now, if you're looking to buy this, I recommend going to the internet. This was released in 1994, so they don't make it anymore. However, it is not too expensive. In the last couple of years, they skyrocketed here and there, but the price varies. I've seen it go from anywhere from 10 to 15 to 25. So just be eagle-eyed, be patient, and save yourself some money. Get it when it's a little lower. Now, I recommend this for anybody who's a fan of the Return of the Jedi or the Battle of Endor. I think you'll appreciate the fine details in here, and the gimmicks are pretty fun. So that's everything I have to say about this particular playset today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, please subscribe. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Yep, no.